Hey, my friends, Flamengo greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're new here, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms, especially if you're on YouTube. Please subscribe below, turn on notifications with the bell, and leave a like on the video. What's going on, my friends? What's happening with Pedrinho, with Vasco? I don't like to make fun. I don't like that kind of thing. I'm not going to keep joking around or making fun. No, it's because, man, he provokes BAP. Then he talks, right, about that issue. They talk about the SAF issue. And that Layla's stepson is coming. Yeah, the Lamarcks and all that. But man, look at the situation, the court, what's happening there. It's total madness, my friends, total madness. I just want to let you know, look, man, I'm going to show you the image here. We're riding in a Tesla here, right? Because we're going to Miami in a Tesla, right? I'll be there, right? Covering Brazil, right? Playing against Scotland. There's also that. I'm going there to check out the new Inter Miami Stadium, right? They invited me to see the new Inter Miami Stadium. You'll see it tomorrow. I'll be covering it for Placar. I'll be in a Tesla, and you can also have the supercar from Map. Okay, rent a car, Maps Rent. A rent-a-car has a 30% discount. For you who use the coupon Paparazzo30 in the link that's going to be here, okay? In the pinned comment, in the description, the WhatsApp link, you'll get in touch with them and mention the coupon Paparazzo30. And besides that, the coupon Paparazzo30 lets you lock in the dollar at 4.99. Okay, the dollar is frozen. So take advantage right now. Maps Rent a car. I was with my reporter today and he was really excited. Riding around in a Tesla, the car driving itself. They've got Teslas, they've got Cybertrucks, they've got cars for the whole family. They've got economical cars, man. It's fantastic and all with spectacular service from Maps. Look, besides that, okay, I'm going to leave you some interesting tips for tomorrow. Remember that our tips channel is here in the pinned comment and in the description. So you can access Paparazzo Rubro Negro's tips channel. And tomorrow is game 2 for Brazil. And if there's a Brazil game, man, I'm also going to leave here the registration link for Esportiva Bet. Look, do you still believe Brazil can win the title? Do you think Brazil can be 6-time champions? So, if you believe Brazil can be 6-time champions, I'll also leave here a pre-made bet slip for you who believe Brazil will be champions for the 6th time. I'll leave it here and I'll take the opportunity. I'll leave our tips channel and the registration link here for you to check out Esportiva Bet. And remember, there are some interesting games tomorrow. I'll share these games with you here. Inter, yeah, Otto, Otto, what's coming? Watching? Yeah, look, I'm going. I'm going to share some very interesting tips for tomorrow with you here. Look, we have Scotland and Brazil here, Morocco and Haiti. These are group deciders deciding Brazil's group. Okay, I'm picking Brazil to win both halves. Check this out, Brazil to win both halves. You can do it. I guarantee the best odds will be here, okay? You'll find the best odds on Esportiva, Brazil to win both halves. Over 2.5 total goals in the Brazil game, okay? This one's really good. Brazil to win as well. Over 2.5 total goals in the game. Okay, so that's one option, all right? Another option, this is a parlay. Morocco to win, over 2.5 total goals in the game as well. All right, so Morocco winning, Brazil winning, and both games with over 2.5 goals in the game. Those are our combinations. Morocco 2, this is another one. This is for the Morocco game. Morocco to win, over 0.5 goals for Morocco in the first half, and over 0.5 goals for Morocco in the second half. All right, so those are the tips I'm giving you here at Esportiva Bet. If you haven't registered yet, do it now. If you want to get more tips like this, go to our sports channel, Tips on Telegram. Man, so we're here bringing you a lot of information, right? Remember all our sponsors in the pinned comment. Look, I'm going to talk to you now about an important situation regarding a very interesting report I brought about José Boto, okay, the executive football director of Flamengo. Look, we were investigating Milan's desire to hire a football director and that they supposedly approached Flamengo's director, José Boto. Okay, so what we were told is this. At the moment, Milan doesn't even have directors. Right, they're not even looking to make any hires right now because their structure hasn't been defined yet. Yeah, they fired their entire football department over there and still haven't hired a football director. They tried several people, actually. They even tried José Boto, the director from Flamengo. So I confirm this information. It's true. Okay, Milan tried to hire José Boto, but they couldn't. Right now, Milan is working on this structural issue in their board, and they're not trying to make any deals. So actually, before all this happened, Milan was trying to, come here and watch. Yeah, Milan was even scouting players in Brazil. Yeah, Flamengo players, okay? So right now, any negotiation that could happen is on hold because of this change in Milan's management. Okay, so the Italian team is trying to hire a director, and it's true, they tried to hire José Boto. Any other situation involving Milan right now is, on hold because of this management issue. So look, Flamengo, a lot of people are asking me, hey, is the transfer window going to stop? The window opens on July 19th, right? Flamengo has already started making moves for the next transfer window and plans to advance negotiations even before the end of the Club World Cup. Okay, so Flamengo is going to do everything they can to have everything lined up so that as soon as the window opens, everything is already pre-agreed. The board's strategy is to move conversations forward and have the deals lined up to save time when the market officially opens. Okay, so there will be scouting, there will be players that Flamengo will go after, market opportunities, there will be that too. Okay, so Flamengo will sign players, that's for sure. Despite Flamengo's planning, some targets prefer to wait until the end of the Club World Cup, as we mentioned earlier, before deciding their future. Among them are Danilo, Thiago Almada, names that are still being monitored, Luis Henrique himself, but we've already told you that with Luis Henrique, the deal is practically impossible, Danilo. He's not the priority, but if the opportunity comes up, Flamengo will sign him. Thiago Almada, on the other hand, is a priority. This one, yes, is a name that Flamengo finds very interesting, but he already has a $30 million offer from the Middle East, right? So they're making a $30 million offer, which makes it difficult for Flamengo to sign him. Okay, the expectation is that the situation will become clearer in the weeks following the competition when players and clubs start making decisions about the next season. Look, the possible sale of Emerson Royal to Aston Villa could represent an important boost for Flamengo's finances. The English club then offered 9 million confirmed by our team, 9 million euros, which is about 53 million reais. For the right back, the offer is still being analyzed by the Flamengo board. Currently, Flamengo has already raised approximately 83 million from player negotiations in 2026. If the transfer goes through with the amounts presented, the total would rise to about 136 million. Right, so surpassing half of the sales target set by the club for the entire season. In other words, Flamengo has about 235. They mentioned 256 million, but I was told 235. It might have gone up a little because Flamengo is also out of the Copa do Brasil. So it would be 256 million. That's what they're saying now, the updated amount. Flamengo should easily be able to get there, surpass that halfway point, and then it will depend on some other negotiations. That's why we see a lot of people talking about the possible transfer of Everton Araujo, but Flamengo's management is not going to sell Everton Araujo. And so far, the information we have is that no official offer has arrived for Everton Araujo from any market, that the player genuinely feels it's worthwhile. The player's camp feels it's worthwhile, and even Flamengo sees the offer as worthwhile. So, really relevant offers haven't arrived yet for Everton Araujo. There's another player, Luis Araujo, not Everton. Luis Araujo is another player who should also receive offers and who can be sold. He's the one who really could be moved. And Cebolinha, who Flamengo is trying to get something for so they don't lose the player for free. At the end of the year, try to secure something already. At the beginning of the year, in the middle of the year. Besides them, Carrascal, who Flamengo wants to keep Plata. Okay guys, Flamengo today, Coach Leonardo Jardim saw great potential in Plata and wants to keep Plata, doesn't want to negotiate Plata. And Carrascal is the player who could be the player Flamengo is most likely to sell. Make some good money, recover the investment and then reach that that goal. So both him and Luis Araujo and Everton Araujo. No, Flamengo wants to hold on, just like Flamengo also doesn't want to lose players like Pulgar and Guilherme Varela. Okay, so that's the only information I have to bring to you, okay? No relevant offer from any market that could really take Everton Araujo away from Flamengo has arrived, and the player wants to stay, and Flamengo also doesn't want to sell Everton Araujo. So yeah, that's the important news. Besides that, there are also other players like Pulgar and Guilherme Varela that Flamengo wants to keep. Besides, of course, that today, to sell any player, it would only be for an irresistible offer and already having a replacement. And now it's time for us to talk about the issue with the Rio court, which accepted 777's request and removed Pedrinho from Vasco's SAF. My friends, this is unbelievable. Okay, so Pedrinho is no longer in charge of the SAF. He's no longer in charge of Vasco's football again, okay? Despite the decision, Pedrinho remains as president of the club association, which does not control the football. Okay, but he loses his power. Regarding the SAF, 2 other members of the board of directors were also removed. The Fiscal Council states that even after the court supervised restructuring, the SAF still has a negative net worth of 647 million. In addition, the club has been without a formally hired financial director since March 2025 and invested about 100 million in signings at the beginning of 2026. Unable to invest, with nothing to invest, with a huge debt over 600 million, right? With this measure, attorney Samantha Longo temporarily takes over the administration of Vasco's SAF, right? The court also ruled that any negotiation involving the sale of Vasco's SAF must include the participation of the 777 partners. In practice, anyone interested in buying will also have to negotiate with the company. Man, this is surreal. This information is from Loro Jardim, the newspaper O Globo. It's everywhere. My friends, yeah, and then I tell you, right, people say, but BAP said he was going to take it to court. He didn't even need to. BAP didn't even need to go to court to complicate the situation. There, they got themselves into trouble. That's what I tell you. BAP didn't even need to go to court. My friends, the court has already decided and has already removed Pedrinho. What madness, huh? What madness. It's impressive. The newspaper, O Globo Esporte, also reported here, right? Saying that Pedrinho loses his power. About Vasco's SAF, besides the club president, other board members were also removed. The lawyer and former legal director of the CBF, Samantha Longo, will be the court-appointed administrator of the SAF, meaning the SAF is now under court intervention. It's crazy. Okay, so it was a decision from the 4th Business Court of Rio de Janeiro. Judge Carolina Fonseca granted the request, revised by 777. It was 777. It's not Flamengo. Okay, guys, Flamengo has nothing to do with this. It was 777 that went to court, and the basis was signings made by the Fiscal Council of the SAF. Man, yeah, the debt keeps getting bigger, and they kept making signings worth more than 100 million. It's crazy, absurd, and that's what I'm saying. Then they try to talk about BAP, try to say that Flamengo is this, Flamengo is that, worried about this, worried about that. But look at that, see, look at that, look at what's happening. It's crazy, right, my friends? That's it. Please follow, like, and share across all platforms. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, turn on notifications with the bell, and like the video. Thanks for your company. Red and black greetings from Flamengo.